Hey everybody, it's your boy Surge Dragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. With me is... Yeah, hold up. You want to go outside? Go ahead. I don't mind. There you go. Somebody had to go outside. So, with me today is Chris Petrie.
Too sweet.
Andre Mitchell.
Yo.
And Mike Henry.
If you're ready for 2 episodes of Impact Wrestling, give me a hell yeah.
Hey, yeah.
For 2 episodes of Impact Wrestling, give me a hell yeah.
Hey.
The first episode
Is on May 19th. So we start the night knowing that Moose is paying somebody to make a promo of him that speaks so good about being the TNA World Champion. And you got people like AJ Styles, you got Hulk Hogan, I was like, oh hell no, all these people are just clips from way back in the day. What the? He even got the old TNA guy who did the voice. He talked all that it's suspense, the narration. There you go, the narrator. Damn. And then at the end, he makes it sound like a promo. It said, I am Moose and I approve of this message. What the? What? I know he hangs out with the Rascals sometime, but I gotta ask still, what is he smoking? That's crazy. So let's go ahead and ignore that stupidity of a intro. But let's go ahead and get down to the match. The first match of the night would be OVE's Madman Fulton. It's crazy. Dave Chris versus Crazy Steve with Madman Fulton and Jake Chris alongside with him. Ultimately, Crazy Steve gets the win, and we end up having Madman Fulton have a super meltdown, telling the Chris brothers, I quit. He doesn't quit Impact Wrestling, per se. He quits OVE. I don't know if he actually quit Impact Wrestling. That would be bad. Or good, depending on where he goes. Shh. Stay over there. Lay down. Good girl. So how do you feel about knowing that the Madman Fulton just upped and quit OVE? You, Chris?
good. Madman Fulton is tired. Tired babysitting Jake Chris and Dave Chris.
You, Andre?
Oh, I feel alright about it. No big deal.
And you, Mikey?
First Sammy Callahan, and now Madman Fulton.
OVE is breaking up. Makes you question what happens to the OVE compound.
No comments.
Next up, we have Triple X, AC Romero, and Larry D go up against TJP and Falaba. The match would go to Falaba and TJP, and they move on to hopefully get a tag team title shot at the North. Next up, we have Moose versus Suicide once again. This time is to put the title on the line again, but courtesy of the controversy last week, Moose is interviewed by Josh to be put on the spot saying, you calling me a liar? You saying what I did was cheating? You trying to ruin my name? He's just playing that heel and ignorant as he is, with a title that shouldn't even be relevant anymore. It was pulled out of a freaking vault. He stole it, but he's rolling with it. Especially considering Tessa Blanchard, the actual Impact Wrestling champion that's relevant, isn't stuck in Mexico still. So, what the hell? When are we going to see her again? Your thoughts, Chris?
I hope it's still
Oh, I forgot to mention. Continue your thoughts, Chris, because I forgot to mention that Moose won that match against Suicide again. Your thoughts on that?
No comment on douche.
Douche. Yeah.
Twos.
You, Mike. Andre.
No comment, buddy.
All right. You, Mikey.
0.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next thing. Okay, we got a promo with Michael Elgin claiming that he would be the next champion. Backstage, Chris Bay tells Johnny Swinger that even if you don't win the X Division title, you can still win the match. Symbolizing he wanted him to cheat. He tried to cheat, but still lost, but then ultimately jumps him and beats him up, and Chris Bay joins him on a 2-on-1 jumping on Willie Mack, defending his title and ultimately still the X Division champion, Willie Mack, but it ends on a sour note knowing the fact that now Chris Bay and Johnny Swinger are some sort of paired item. I don't know what the heck's going on. How you feel about Willie Mack getting jumped, Andre? Andre! Yoo-hoo!
It's crazy, man. I don't know.
Chris, what do you think?
Willie Mack would get his payback.
Oh, yeah.
Mark my words.
Mark your words. He's going to get payback. Yeah. All right, Mikey, what do you guys say?
Payback for Willie Mack.
That's 2 payback. Next, we have a Willie Wheels. That's what it's called. Wheels. The handicapped, or should I say crippled referee. This referee ain't got no legs, but we love him for it. This is good. That's what Impact Wrestling's got. He's a literally crippled individual who's refereeing with no legs. That's cool. That is cool. And apparently, while in Canada, guess what? Here's Deena. He made his way all the way to Canada, telling the North that he invites them next week to the Deena compound and have his partner Wheels. And they're looking at the referee since he's on Wheels, and he says, "Wheels here? All right." And he goes and look, hey, I can't wrestle. I'm a referee. No, I need you there as the referee. Well, then why am I going to be in the match? You're not going to wrestle. I got somebody else in mind when I said Wheels. And I was like, oh, shoot. Who the hell's coming? Next, it's Sami Callihan versus Michael Elgin. Big Mike. Big Hurt. Ultimately, Michael Elgin focuses on the injured leg that Ken Shamrock gave Sami Callihan a couple of weeks back. And he worked that for several points in the match. To a point, courtesy of the trying to get a pile driver on Michael Elgin, he couldn't because of the bad leg. Ultimately, Michael Elgin took advantage of that and gave him his slamming sit-down powerbomb and got the win. Moving on to the tournament is Michael Elgin. And that would be it. Yep. In the circuit bracket going on, we got Trey going against Michael Elgin, Ace versus Houston's own Hernandez in the next part. How do you feel about that, boys? Chris, get your thoughts.
On Elgin and Sami Callihan.
Yep.
Too bad for Sami Callihan. Got an injured leg now.
Yep.
Michael Elgin went on face Dre for the Wax. So.
It
You, Andre?
was alright, I guess. Not all that much entertainment, I guess. I don't know.
You, Mikey?
Heel versus heel. Michael Elgin versus Sami Callihan.
Are you happy Michael Elgin win?
Good, no comment.
Yeah.
Not Not a big fan of Michael Elgin.
Alright, we got 10 minutes in. This is good. We're making good time. So, a shout out to our fellow brethren of the Heavens Monsters podcast crew. We got Xavier Hill, Andre Mitchell, and Mike Henry. A link to their YouTube pages will be in the descriptions down below, as always. And a remaining shout out to Chris Petrie, T-Money, Renee, Farrell, and Delvin. Did I miss anybody, Mikey? It sounded like I said in the wrong order. I did.
Xavier Hill, myself, and Andre Mitchell.
Yeah. Alright, I got the list here while we were doing that. Okay. Next up is the Impact Wrestling Night on May 26th. Hold up. I think I got the wrong one. Yeah, I got the wrong link. Here we go. I like the one with the Twitters. There you go. I got the Twitter one. Got the Twitter links here. What was that? Lay down. Lay down, baby. Lay down. Lay down, Chicky. Shh. Lay down. Good girl. She's hyper. She's happy. Mom came back inside. Alright. Here we go. Okay. It's wet outside, huh? It's raining over here in Houston right now. That's not fun. Alright, next up, first things first, we got Ace Austin going up against Hernandez. In the semifinals, wait. Yeah, semifinals, because there's 4 matches left. Two people, if it's one, yeah, 1-on-1. I don't know. Yeah, it says right here, semifinals. I had it right. Okay, I'm being stupid right now. Okay. So, Ace Austin goes up against Hernandez, Houston's own, and sadly had to cheat and ended up beating Hernandez with a card, right? Yeah, he clipped the knee of Hernandez and it hits the fold to win the match. Moving on into the semifinals is Ace Austin, courtesy of the fact that he's taking the place of Ken Shamrock. Damn. Your thoughts on that, Andre?
It's alright so far.
You, Chris?
No comment with scumbag, pervert. No comment.
You, Mikey?
God, I hate Ace Austin. I'm not a big fan of him.
I'm reading this here. Okay, next we got Chris Bay going up against, with Johnny Swinger in his corner, going up against Cousin Jake from the Deeners. Thanks to some outside interference from Johnny Swinger, damn, I'm foggy, we would have the dirty-handed tactic win for Chris Bay. They end up jumping Chris Bay 2-on-1 to have Willie Mack feel that last week and feel sympathy. He comes out and helps Cousin Jake. So it looks like we got a new tag team partnership going on with Cousin Jake and Willie Mack. Okay, got that. How do you feel about that, Andre?
I don't know. It's alright.
It's all.
Yes.
Go.
It's good entertaining, you know.
You, Chris?
Willie Mack came to Cousin Jake aid to get his payback by Chris Bay and Johnny Swinger.
You, Mikey? Oh, my voice cracked. You, Mikey?
Thoughts about what?
How Jake Chris got robbed from Johnny Swinger and Chris Bay and ended up getting jumped by them to have Willie Mack save him.
Willie Mack saved the day, alright.
Next up, we have an interview with Natural Chase, right? Chase Stevens interrupts Rahit Raju's interview, and Rahit Raju accuses him and the other TNA originals trying to steal his spotlight. Rahit challenges Chase Stevens to a match next week, so we'll have a TNA original go up against Rahit Raju. Mainly because he was accused of being smacked too hard by his mentor. Gama Singh. Yeah, thank you. How you feel about that, Andre?
Crazy. Entertaining, so.
You, Chris?
I think it would be a good match. Rachel versus Chase Stevens of the Naturals.
Mikey.
I'm with Andre. Funny and entertaining.
Next, we have the third time bout with Kimberly Lee. That's two names. And Havoc. This time around, Kimberly. It sounds like one name. I'm sorry. I gotta go by the Power Rangers. But her last name is Lee. Lee. And her first name is Kimber. So, just pointing that out. Well, Kimberly goes for her brass knuckles again during the match and is interfered by Nirvana, a woman that is well known to be a friend of Havoc in the past. I didn't recognize her at first, but now I do. The way she smiles, because she was smiling back in Women of Wrestling on Access TV. She was Havoc's tag team partners known as Monsters of Mayhem.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize her at first. I was like, oh, I'm used to seeing her in punk clothing with metal chains and straps. I'm used to seeing that. Well, it looks like the reunion of the Monsters of Mayhem has just made an appearance on Impact Wrestling. How do you feel about that, Andre?
It's pretty entertaining. Good match.
You, Chris?
Yeah, it was great. It was a great match. Except for Kimberly was trying to cheat again.
Yeah, but thanks to Nirvana, I think that's how you pronounce the name, Nirvana, Kimberly would win the match by disqualification, courtesy of Nirvana kicking her ass. Okay, and you, Mikey, what do you think?
Kimberly used the brass knuckles that Woodgood used to have.
Anybody can have the brass knuckles, bro.
And as far as the other two monsters, Navia, whatever the hell you call it.
I know, right?
Her and Jessica have it. I don't know. What?
Oh. I was about to say, what the heck is this? And I had to read it, and her name popped up. So, Tessa Steele and Kiera Hogan bully and beat up Kylie Ray, and Susie tries to tell them to stop, saying that what they're doing is bad. She ends up getting beaten up too. And we all know who Susie is. She's just the nice, kinder alter ego of the
Su Yung.
Yep, Su Yung, the dreaded Undead Bride. Thank you. I keep wanting to say Corpse Bride because of that movie. It's iconic, but it's Undead Bride, and she's a bad poltergeist looking character. You don't want to mess with her. And they did. They messed up, bro. They messed up. They just enraged Su Yung by messing with Susie. Your thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, I would kill her Hogan and her new best friend. I would not get in the building.
You, Andre?
That was really good, I guess, Good match, entertaining.
Mikey?
As I was saying, I cannot believe that Akira Hogan will align with a new knockout named Tasha Steeles.
Hey, some bad girls. Hey, some bad girls.
Yeah,
They know it too.
You said it was Tessa. Do we got two Tessas?
Yeah, I know. It says Tessa Steele.
Yeah, but actually it's Tasha.
Oh, Tasha. Sorry. I'm reading it, and that's what I'm thinking it said. Dyslexia here. Ooh. Alright. Next up is the North go up against the Deena and the Deena compound. And I guess a hardcore match? Because they were able to use all sorts of weapons and stuff in the farm area. And they were confused as to who their Cody Deaner's partner would be. Until he made his presence known when they were messing with the toy cars. And he's a big boy. Oh boy. Wheels Deena. Don't mess with his toy cars. He broke that table in half just by hammering his fist. Damn. And the match would continue all over the Deena compound. Until they weeded out Cody Deena on top of a moving trailer or truck. And and they took away the ladder that would allow them to get up there to help him up. All the other Deena family members couldn't get up to him. Including this one guy who could sprint. They was like, this guy? Like, you don't know who he is? You don't care? Okay. He's on your property. That's your business. And ultimately, they would weed out the big guy, Wheels, and get the pinfall and retain their titles. And they get the hell out of there because they got the pitchforks. Run, North. Run. Get out of there while you can. How do you think about that, Andre?
Pretty entertaining. Good tip.
You, Chris?
To the North is still the longest reigning tag team champion. Impact Wrestling.
You, Mikey?
Crazy and entertaining.
Okay, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Chris. What else you had to say?
I said sooner or later someone will beat them with their belt.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I'm waiting for that. Gia Miller interviews TJP and Fallah Bahh backstage. They want to put their foot in line of the tag team titles opportunity when the North are able to compete in the USA. The Rascals interrupt, reminding TJP and Fallah Bahh that they defeated them and Triple XL and are supposed to be the number one contenders. So now we are going to see a tag team match between them next week. After that, we would have the Rascals at the treehouse where you know they're getting high. And here's Moose making another appearance. And he says, why would you want to be in the Impact World Championship title match when you could be going after my TNA World title match? And they all laughing at him because he went and said things like you could be like Kurt Angle. And they were doing montages. You could be like this guy. You could be like that guy. And then when he mentions himself, you could be like Moose. They straight up laughing, thinking he's joking. Oh, you serious? You said why we want to be a moose? Why we want to have antlers and stuff? And he did not like that. He said, you remember the last time you guys laughed at me, right? And they were like all on edge, like, uh-oh. Nope. No, I did forget. And so he walks off and he's like, man, what do I got to do with Moose, man? I got the Impact title champ. I'm going for that. I don't know what he's smoking, but again, the TNA title is not relevant. He stole that from the freaking vault. That title is not supposed to be on the line. What the hell? He's delusional. That's what I said. What's he smoking? I agree with Trey. What's he smoking? What do you think about that, Andre?
Pretty entertaining, funny, good.
Chris? Mikey.
Crazy.
Okay, I can't even pronounce this guy, but we got a new guy coming to Impact Wrestling. I'm going to pronounce it the best I can. Dione Perrazzo. Dione Perrazzo. Yeah.
Palazzo.
Oh, it's a woman. It's a woman.
Yeah, the woman, yeah.
It looks like a male's name. Go ahead, Mike. Chris?
Yeah, Palazzo from Ring of Honor, NXT, and now she's going back to Impact.
There you go. You know your stuff. That's why I like you on this podcast, because you like going to watching all that Ring of Honor and other stuff. NWA and all that.
Yep.
And she calls herself the Victorious. So, look forward to that in the Knockouts division. I was thinking it was a male's name. I'm reading it right here. Like, I ain't got no image, so I'm just reading this. Okay? If I saw a name, I'd be like, oh, it's a chick. It looked like a male's name. My bad. Alright, next up, we got the relationship between Rosemary and Johnny Bravo continues at the bar, where apparently Johnny Bravo is literally questioning what he's doing, wearing earmuffs and sunglasses in the heat of indoors. You know, it's like, I don't even know why I even bother. So apparently, Rosemary's got him to walk away from Taya Valkyrie's image, and now she's going to sink her claws into him for whatever prophecy was laid out for her. Considering Johnny Bravo is the fool. Rightfully so. That's going to be interesting. Next up, we have Michael Elgin versus Trey in the semifinals. And sadly to say, Wait, what? Oh, wait, ho. Oh, that's right. Courtesy of the lights going out and the sound flickering, Sami Callihan was signified to be in the arena. But he didn't show up. It would ultimately give the distraction for Trey to get the drop on Michael Elgin and get the win. Because I'm thinking Michael Elgin won that match. There's no way he didn't. And I'm like, oh, that's right. The Trey won. How did he win? Oh. So, Trey's moving on and renewing his rivalry with Ace Austin, the guy who tried to get in bed with his mom. He's like, Tommy Dreamer had to tell him that. And you know Ace Austin, he tried to screw your mom. He's like, wait, what? That was he trying to do? Yeah, didn't you know that? Just the thought of someone like Ace Austin trying to get in bed with his mom. So that rivalry is going to be renewed in this final, in the finals of this tournament for the Impact Championship and number 1 contender spot against Tensa Blanchard. Okay, Coffee, you about to hit this. So that would be the end of the show, and Michael Elgin is livid thanks to Sami Callihan's interference. So I think we're going to see a triple threat match between Ken Shamrock, Michael Elgin, and Sami Callihan, because this ain't over between those three. So your thoughts, Andre?
Pretty good and awesome, you know.
Yeah, Andre, where you at?
Right here, man.
I know you is, but my mom's saying I can't even see him. Yeah, because I got the camera off. Because then you'll see everything in my house right now. My mom doesn't want to be seen. See? Chris, what do you think about all that's transpired in the finals?
I'm happy for Trey. Got the victory on Michael Elgin. And now, they're going to be next week. Trey versus Ace for the finals.
Oh, yeah. You, Mikey?
I can't. Well, I hope Trey will pick up ass this coming Tuesday.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Alright, boys, with that said, that'll be the end of this video. You like this video, give it a thumbs up. You didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit the subscribe button, like the content, hit that notification bell, please, for the next Heaven's Monsters podcast. I'm Surge Dragon. This is Chris Petrie. This is Mike Henry. And this is Andre Mitchell, who's still off camera. There he is.
Come on.
We'll see you next time. Peace.